Calm down, Bill. There is no Muslim ban. If there was,
oh, 80... fuck off.
Sorry, why don't we...
Fuck off.
Oh, okay.
There's a fucking Muslim ban.
Okay.
He said there was a Muslim ban.
This is the point.
There's a Muslim
This isn't
ban.
talk about the hysteria. I'm talking about 85% of the world's Muslims are allowed into the country.
This is what you do, Piers. You say, he hasn't done this, he hasn't done that, he's not going to do all these things. Give him a fucking chance, mate. And you know what I mean?
Why not?
Hitler didn't kill the Jews on the first day. He worked up to it.
Mate. See,
I have to stop you all.
That is the exact ridiculous, hysterical, over-the-top nonsense.
If people got hysterical in Germany right away, then it wouldn't have...
Would you have a ban, like Donald Trump suggested in America, would you have a ban on Muslims entering the country, new Muslims trying to have a home in this country? Calm down, Bill. There is no Muslim ban. You're sounding like a complete
Winston
lunatic.
Churchill. No, I'm quoting some of the best leaders in this country's
You're sounding
history.
like a bigoted lunatic.
No, I'm not.
Somebody that basically... You are an Islamophobe who hates Islam.
No, I don't
You basically think all Muslims are to blame.
No.
While yelling at Robinson, Morgan committed a standard sin for politically correct leftists by accusing Robinson of being deliberately inflammatory. Yeah, I would say that he probably was, and with good reason. Progress is founded on challenging people and challenging ideas, sacredly held ideas. If you're only nice to everybody all the time, nothing will change. A lot of people on the left at least agree that Islam could stand to be reformed to a degree, but their refusal to criticize, or even allow anyone else to criticize, Islam is an enormous obstacle in the way of any such Islamic reformation. They are perfectly happy to challenge just about every sacredly held belief in the world, except when it might make immigrants, and specifically Muslims, a bit uncomfortable. Morgan had no arguments to counter Robinson when he said there's no such thing as Islamophobia. He had no arguments to counter Robinson when he pointed out there are 100 verses in this book that incite violence and murder against us. So instead of offering some insight on the subject matter at hand, Morgan went on an ad hominem rant at Robinson. Piers Morgan was on the other side of this time-tested leftist tactic just earlier this year, after he dared to challenge the left's secretly held belief that Trump's proposed travel ban was a Muslim ban. And Australian comedian Jim Jefferies cried out, "Oh, fuck off." I'm sure Morgan then wanted to clarify that 87% of the world's Muslims were not affected by the ban, but Jefferies, true to leftist form, was hysterically yelling over him with unfounded appeals to emotion, making it flat out impossible for Morgan to make any kind of rational and informed statement. The facts are not on the left's side, so the facts must not be heard. That interaction, like Morgan's equally hysterical treatment of Tommy Robinson, was celebrated in the mainstream media and by leftist public figures like author J.K. Rowling. Only the left could so brazenly lose a debate and then still claim victory. They used their dominance on the mainstream platforms to try and convince the world of their moral high ground, as if bombarding us with the idea that telling someone to fuck off is somehow winning an argument. It seems they still don't understand that people have access to alternative sources nowadays, that their dominance is quickly becoming a thing of the past, and people in growing numbers simply do not believe them anymore. Piers Morgan could have recognized that shutting someone out of a debate because you feel they crossed the line is counterproductive and makes you look like an idiot to anyone but the people who want you to prove them right. Those lines in the sand are not universal. I know the left likes to call everything they don't like a social construct now. You know what an actual social construct is? Taboos. They exist only in your head, and the only way to deal with them and the problems they cause is to attack them relentlessly. Clearly, Morgan knows that the loser of the debate is usually the one yelling insults at the other. This was his own conclusion as shared on Twitter. That's one life lesson he has quickly forgotten, and that's too bad because it could have spared him that embarrassment of a performance on Good Morning Britain. Piers Morgan could have learned from his experience on Bill Maher's show, but he chose to continue employing the same tactics against people he doesn't like in defense of the ideas he does not want to be challenged. That is how far the establishment is removed from reality.